Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. A little bit late, but I got here. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hey there, Tom. Tom, he's down there in the mountains of Tennessee there. And there's Keith. Talked to him last night. And Mike and hey Sandy and Roy. And who else we got on here? I guess that's it for right now. There's Jack and Danette. And there's Mr. Bill. Let me go ahead and drop the link here. Let's see. These darn controls, I have to keep guessing on it a lot of times. Hey, Pete, Kim. There's Lee. Good to see you, Lee. All right, I got the link pinned up. We're in good shape. Hopefully Lee's not too hot down there in Louisiana. Here comes Bill in. Good to see Bill.
How are you?
Oh, not too bad. A little cooler than normal.
Yeah. Nice today.
Huh?
It's been nice today. It's been real nice.
I actually wore long pants all day today. Hey, Jack and Danette and all that. I went out there yesterday and I dropped right before we were quitting earlier and right before the 93 down there where Lee's at. Hey there, Ian. Good to see you. And Brian, hopefully seemed like you're doing pretty good on the honey crop this year, Ian. That's good. Glad to see that. And you got the sunflowers are blooming and the canolas out there too.
Yeah, he's the king bee.
Oh, is he the king bee?
Yeah, he's the one that king bee.
I thought, don't be the king bee that told everybody they could take a rest. I forget what that story was that he come up with. And there's Brian. Talked to him last night. There's Pete. Let's see what else we got. We got Philip out there in Texas. Hey, Dean. But anyway, I got out there right before the storm was rolling in, and I dropped another 30 grams of Apiguard in the hives. And then it rained for quite a while. And then the guy that I help, or he helps me actually, I went over to his place to drop in some Apiguard in his hives, but he had 6 hives and we got 4 of them done. And then the bee, I guess because it rained and all that, they were not very happy with us. And so we put the shims on right quick. I got 4 out of the 6 done, and before they ate us up. And all that stuff. And so I went ahead with him. I dropped in 35 grams right off the top. I don't know. I think I'm hopefully Via Honeybees will be on tonight. I wanted to talk to them. Hey, Nancy. And hey, Randy. Where they did 50 grams. And I mean, it was cool last night and it was cool today in the 70s. And I don't know. It seemed like, it's supposed to trend upwards towards the mid 80s. I don't know whether if I dropped 50 grams in last night, I would have been okay with the bees or not, as far as Hey, Joseph, Joey. I don't know. I think I'm pushing it. I'll put it to you that way. Here comes.
Yeah. But I think, next Monday and Tuesday is supposed to be 80, and then it's going to cool off the rest of the week. So, I don't know.
I mean, I've I was, I think I want to get it done quick, but on the other hand, let's not be detrimental to the bees either.
Right. Exactly.
You know, you gotta have to be patient, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And all. So I did 30. I could finish it up with 40, but I think I was thought about that too. I was, you know, should I put 45 in today and that would have been 75 or whatever, you know, all these different numbers. And I'm like, nah, let's just stick to the plan here. 25. If I'd have done it all over again, I would have dropped 35 in if I knew how the bees were going to react at the temperatures from 80 to 85.
Yeah.
Next year, I'll know that because I've got experience about it and all that. Jay, are you got your video up and running? Jay, here's a young fella down in North Carolina. He's going to go into the hopefully get chosen for the Cayman's young beekeeper group.
Well, that would be good.
He's about 15, I think. And he's had probably his hive died on him. His package did, but I think they kind of starved, you know, being new, and he doesn't have any mentors down in his area.
That always makes it tough when you don't have a mentor.
Yeah. Hey, Carl. But so anyway, the plan is I did 25 just, you know, to kind of get my feet wet. I've done 30 yesterday. I'll do another 30 and then I'll wind up with 15 and I'll be done. Next year I'll do 35, 35, 30.
Mm-hmm.
And all that because I'll know what I'm doing. Hey, Pete. Oh, there we are. You got it going, Jay?
I do now.
So did Ricky come and visit?
Not yet. I tried to go give him a call today, but he didn't answer. So we'll see. I'll try again tomorrow, I guess.
He might be. Hey, Rick. Yeah, I forget what he said last night. He was going to be down your way, and I'll say over the weekend type of thing. Maybe that's when he's coming down. Ricky's going to help Jay out and get him some bees and all. And then Michael from 21st Bee sent him a box of frames. So all that. So all right. Brian says he's coming down to his vacation rental this coming Sunday. So he might be coming your way previous or prior to that or something, or maybe a day ahead of time or something. I'm not sure. You know, you got
I'll have to give him a call soon, so that way I can see when he's coming down. Because he said to call him.
Yeah, yeah, that would be the thing, and all that. Yeah, you don't have to private chat me there, Jay. No problem. You just come on like everybody else. It's open. So
just want to make sure.
So Jay, this is what your first year keeping bees?
Yes, sir. If I would still have my bees, I would be in the second month.
Okay, because you got them in May, I think it was.
I did.
Yeah.
It was mid/late May.
Okay. Oh, things were cold from everywhere. You got them package out of the south, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, from Rossman Bees, Rossman Apiaries.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all know who that is or not.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a learning curve. That's the big thing as far as knowing what to do. And I know you said that you haven't joined the club yet in your area there, but and all that. So, but hopefully, if you look out, maybe there's some. I don't know whether it'd be any bee classes in the springtime down there in your area or not.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I really haven't looked into our area too much, just because. I mean, like I said on Mr. Ricky's stream, I'm just a little shy getting into it, and like I said, I don't have a driver's license or anything, so we're pretty busy around here, so it's kind of hard to, get there and get back. So,
Right. True. I mean, hopefully you'll be able to get into the next gen program, and
for sure.
that'll kind of break that shyness away
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and get you a whole new group of friends your age, and you guys can kind of maybe get together to do Zoom or whatever and help out each other, that kind of thing, and all that stuff. So anyway, so what are you doing, Bill? Anything exciting at the store? Or?
No, it's been kind of slow this week, so it's back time for it to start dropping off a little bit. Getting ready to do some kitchen remodeling in there. We're getting ready to put up wall coverings and cove molding and that kind of stuff, and in preparation for state inspection.
Yeah, for your honey house.
Yep.
Your honey house packing facility or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Well, you got your paperwork, and you got I'll say the first step.
I'm done with the paper part of the application part, the labels, the logs, the plans, all the hard part is done. Now I just have to do the live inspection.
So now you got to get the interior completely clean, and so you can be wiped down and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, that's what the wall covering's for. Is that, and
you already got your what do you call it? Your bottling machine.
That's all set up. The one is all set up. So I haven't set the second one up yet because I have to wait on fittings to set it up. So from the tank to the pump.
So it's not a storeroom anymore then.
No, it's not a storeroom anymore.
The last time I was there was full of woodenware and
frames and everything else.
Frames, everything you could think of.
Yeah.
So the old classroom now is a storeroom.
Yep. It is. And it's full.
I would think so, because it was partially full when I was down there. And then you had a full room and where this here operation is going to be.
Yeah.
That you got to transfer all that over there to the other place.
Well, the room that was the classroom is now completely full in preparation for Nobby.
As far as what, pallet or just
pallets of stuff? Pallets of stuff. And, I haven't gotten any Nobby orders yet. So, but it's out there, ready to go.
It's early.
It's early. I'd rather do it early. That way I can shut it off a little early, and I have time to, get stuff shipped that's going to need to be shipped, and I've got time to notify Acorn so they have time to make product to get it to me at Nobby.
Right.
So, yeah.
But had bad storms over here lately.
What's that, Jay?
So we've had bad storms over here lately.
Yeah, we had Well, that cold front came down out of the north, and we had a pretty well. We didn't have a lot of. Luckily, we didn't have wind. We just had a really heavy downpour and stuff like that. And then it brought the cool, the cool weather or cool air, the low humidity, and all that. And that was been, because all week it's just been pretty brutal. One day I got done work and just came in and took a shower and went to bed for like 2 hours or more. It just drains me. And that's the guys from New Zealand. Hope everyone is doing well. And I'll say, hey, is it JOS? Is that Joe or Jose or what? How do you? I want to see now if it must be what, early in the morning out there in New Zealand?
I think they're 12 hours behind us.
Something like it. But he's got to be in the middle of the night for him. Yeah, we've had a lot of rain too, Jay. Today, my son, he cut the field around here around the house where my pickup is there and all that. And then he's going to cut some out in the back area there where we first chested out the bundleizer. All right, I'm not the best pronunciation person, Bill. Now there's hope. Maybe Jay can help. Jay's gone. Josiah. Pronounce that for me, because I
Josiah.
Can't. Josiah.
Yeah.
So he calls him. Oh, it's 12:21 p.m. lunchtime. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were. I thought you were probably in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, Josiah, I think I can pronounce that even better.
Yeah.
As long as I know how to do that or know how to pronounce it properly, because I'm not the best when it comes to language. And so anyway, well, glad that you're on and all that. If you want to pop in and do some Zooming, no problem. I know there was another guy that used to come on Bob's. He invented the, I forget what it was called, some kind of a long tube that you stuck in the front of the hive. I forget what it was called. But lunchtime tomorrow, Char, I guess. Oh, here goes Jay back. So anyway, he's cut the hay down. I made a video of it. Here comes Philip.
How much hay do you think you're going to get off of it?
It's only a foot and a half, 16 inches tall, maybe. That ain't much. I think we're going to bundleize it all. So, Phil, what's happening out in Texas? Jay, can you mute yourself? Mute. Got a lot of background noise.
Hold on.
Is it you, Philip, or Jay?
No, it's Jay.
Turn yours back on, Philip. See what it is.
I can hardly hear you, Philip.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now you can.
That's better.
Okay. Yeah, something. Usually I'm on my phone, and usually when I come in, it shuts the YouTube down. But this time it kept the YouTube running, so I was getting an echo. But that's it. I was just going to jump in real quick. I was about to type in what happened a couple of days ago here, but I said, shoot, I'll just jump in and tell you, and then I'll get back off. I got to get ready for market here in a little bit. But so I had gone into one of my hives like a week ago, and I thought maybe lost their queen or something. But I went in and they were fine. And well, let me go back. When I took the honey off of them back in the 1st of July, I put on a medium, and then I just put half strong comb and half empty frames, and then I was going to feed them and get them to draw some comb for me. Well, I put those back in, but I didn't feed them. And then I went back in to check on that queen, and I noticed they were filling that honey super with honey. And I did feed them back like the remnants when I pull honey. I let them clean my frames rather than put them out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of that, but there was a good bit more than that coming in from some kind of flow. So I said, you know what? I need to feed them because I want that drawn comb. But I said, I'm doing so poorly with honey this year. I'm just going to pull what little bit I was going to get off those 8 hives, thinking I'd get like 20, maybe 40 pounds off of them. But I went in, and when I started pulling them, heck, it took me like 3 hours, and I ended up getting 83 more pounds of honey off of them.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
And they drew out the strong ones drew out the comb that I'd put between. I think I would have got double that if I'd put drawn comb back on them, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a late flow here. Went all the way through July.
Wow.
But right now, I went ahead.
You figure something because it rained or whatever, you had a flow, or?
I guess. I don't know what it is. The honey's a lot darker than it was earlier. It's starting to get toward what we get for fall. But I don't know. I mean, some of the really strong ones, I went ahead and pulled the drawn comb off of those and put more frames in there. But now I'm feeding them. I can't pull any more now because I've got sugar water on them. But I'm glad to get a little bit more, you know. So my hives here in Capel that got 145 pounds last year got 300 now total off 3 pulls. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's been kind of bad everywhere. It's either didn't have no rain and things weren't all that great, or you had rain and it washed it away, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
We're taking 8 hives over close to Amarillo, over where Jeremy is. Try to poach some of his
cotton honey.
some of his cotton honey over there. Yeah.
Hey, did you ever take hives to that place that you were talking in negotiations with, or you were going to do that training at?
No, I didn't. They ghosted me. I don't know what happened on that deal.
Really?
That was that pharmaceutical company, right?
Yeah.
I met with them over there and talked about what I want to do, sent them a contract, and then he didn't return calls, didn't return emails, nothing. Totally ghosted me.
Oh, well.
What's up with that?
Hey, Clay.
That's the second time that's happened to me, where people express interest and I put together the deal, and they just they don't call me and say no, or they can't get it approved or anything. They just don't call, Yeah. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, well. Move on.
You got what kind of background noise you got, Jay?
Do I have background noise?
Yeah, you got a lot of scratchy, whatever background noise.
Sounds like people talking.
I don't know whether it's talking or whether it's something
I'm not
else.
sure. I'm not sure. There's nothing around me. Might be my mic. I'm not 100%.
Turn your sound off on your YouTube.
It is.
Go back to.
Yeah, now it sounds pretty good. It sounded like somebody's crunching paper behind you for a while there.
Now you it's good
chips
now?
on yours, Charlie. Sounds like somebody eating chips on yours.
Yeah.
Well, that's thunder. But.
Yeah, that's thunder there. Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's what it is.
It might be.
You got a storm rolling in down there.
Oh yeah, we do. It's where they're every day now.
Yeah,
Hey, Clay.
we've had a few storms here yesterday, and I don't know. There's a couple other, evening type showers and stuff like that.
So is Via Honeybees going to join the live chat in a minute?
Via
know.
honeybees, I don't know whether they've come in. I don't think they've made it in yet.
Hey,
Hey,
Lynn.
Lynn. Yeah, Clay said it's been raining down there. He's down there in Virginia. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I treated yesterday evening, got right before the storm hit, and bees weren't too bad. I mean, I've got it to the point where I just raised it up, had the card preloaded, shoved the card in, dropped the lid on. I didn't worry about cleaning the card with bird comb on the bottom of it, or where you slipped them in on top of the bees. The bees, I'm sure, will filter down underneath of the card. And that
Let's hope they don't do to you what they did to me last year.
What's that?
Work that card down between the frames and throw it out of the front door.
No, I didn't see any of that. But did you have problems drawing the Apiguard up into that syringe, or is it more? I mean, I got to looking at my Apiguard, and I have a paint stir, and I'm stirring it. Really, I kept stirring and stirring. After a little bit, I'd stir it some more, and it was getting a little bit more thinner.
Yeah, the warmer it gets, the thinner it gets. So if you opened it and then you put it in a refrigerator, it'll get thick.
I thought about taking one of my what do you call it, hard sale mixers, mixing that snot out of it with a double, a regular little portable mixer.
Yeah,
kitchen mixer.
But yeah, we we stir ours up, and then I'll suck it up. And the first few draws, yeah, it's a little thick. Then as it gets warm, it'll thin out some.
Hey, Bob Walker. Good to see you.
Hey, Bob.
It seemed I was drawing it up, and it seemed like it gets choked, and it's like you're trying to pull suction, or it doesn't want to pull it, to pull anything up into it. Then you got to squirt it out. You go in and out a few times, and finally I like to draw it up. Let's say if you're going to give them 30, I want to draw it up to 40, and then squirt down to 30, and then put it on the card. You get the right dosage and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy. Phil's going to come over there and rob some of your cotton honey.
Hey, Jeremy, I need to get your phone number or something. I don't know how the best way to get it. I'm going to be over there on Sunday if you're around. But you have your kids with you. I don't know if you'll have time.
Yeah, he wants to come over and help you with your Africanized bees.
Hey, Jeremy, I'm bringing bees over on Saturday night, Sunday morning. 8 colonies to, I think it's called Anson as the community, just north of Abilene.
Hey, Pastor Larry.
The cotton field is not irrigated, though, so I don't have a whole lot of hope for much.
Well, maybe we'll get some rain on it.
Maybe, Anson. That's it.
Anson, yeah. Well, cotton, I didn't know this is developed for kind of drought conditions.
Yeah, they don't want it. After it sets its bowl, they don't want it to rain anymore. If they they need a rain to set the bowl, though.
He's already filled 2 double deeps.
What?
Yeah, filled 2 double deeps since it was drawn comb.
Really? Because all I was going to do was leave 3 mediums on there drawn comb and hope for the best. They may be swarming out on me.
I think you're a little late, Phil.
He just said he posted a video.
Video, okay. His is on irrigated cotton, though. It's pretty dry over there, isn't it, Jeremy? Otherwise,
Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
He has bees on cottons by July the 4th.
Well, I don't know. Unless his videos are taking a long time to get out, he's been talking about putting them on there like a week ago. I think. I've been watching those videos.
We got. I'm out the mute you there, Jay. Getting noisy. Oh, there you go.
The
If you
place
wanna
where I'm
talk-
putting. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, Jay, if you want to talk, go ahead and unmute yourself. But right now, there's so much background noise.
Yeah.
The place where I'm taking the bees, they said the cotton was real late, and there's not much of it this year because they had so much rain over there that most people didn't plant it. Most people filed for insurance rather than plant the cotton.
There's Jeremy right there for you, Phil. Hey, Jeremy.
How you doing? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah,
Hey, Jeremy.
good.
Sorry, I got my 2 younger kiddos in the back and then trying to barbecue some burgers as well.
Here
But
comes one now.
yeah, no, I normally put my colonies on cotton by July 4th, but we had that flood July 4th. So it was 15 inches of rain. So
Right.
the fields were too muddy. So I couldn't even get to my out yards. And then of course the plowed fields were too bad anyway. So, now I've had a couple of on them for a couple of weeks, and I got surprised today. I went to move nooks into single deeps because I knew they were getting plugged out. But goodness, I had burr comb like crazy. I put two videos out today from earlier this morning or from around 3 o'clock. But
Wow.
I've probably have 28 deeps that are ready to harvest,
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, it's wild. And I need to get another 20 to 25 deep boxes, wax their foundations, and throw them on there. Normally, I average 2 deeps for the cotton season, but that's usually them drawing it out and stuff like that. And it's gonna be wild, man. I need help. I need a uncapping extraction line or something because this is ridiculous.
Phil can help you out. He can be right over there. All he has to do is bring half his hives over there and drop them
Yeah.
off.
Hey, I told you, I said, I got plenty of land out here, man. I've got thousands of acres. There's one big honey company out here. They have about 100 colonies. So they're on the other side. They're about 10 miles away. And, there's thousands of fields of irrigated cotton out here. So
Yeah.
like you were saying, the insurance, I mean, most people have to have their cotton in the ground by the end of May and then just file an insurance claim. But irrigated cotton is still a thing out on this side because we have the river going through. And they're grandfathered into using the river system to irrigate their property.
They are the field that is close to where I'm putting mine is 200 acres. But that's the only cotton that was planted there. Everybody else filed insurance.
I've got several thousand. I mean, there's a little bit of corn and milo mixed in, but it's mainly cotton, and it's about 2 to 4 feet high, depending on what field you're looking at.
Okay.
Mm.
So I'm hoping mine's a little late where I'm putting mine. So, but
When they irrigate that, Jeremy, are they putting it through like a pinwheel irrigation system?
No, they actually have. Oh, so they have the river, and they have different troughs that go, and it has different. So they don't wet the plant; they just wet the base, the rows. They have little tubes that come out. Some of my videos back, I actually show that system that they have. I don't know what you mean by pinwheel. I'm sorry, I'm not a farmer.
Well, it's a wheel that it pipes it out and it sprays on like a rain.
No.
So they're doing drip irrigation.
No, they're actually they have a riverbed like on every field, and they will close the gate and then send water one direction, and they have these little curved pipes that send down each row, and then after that's done, they will close another gate and open another gate to send it this direction, and it's pretty cool because they're actually using the river and that system of it flowing to shoot it down each row.
So it's a pipe going down each row of plants.
Wow.
It's just a
On
pipe
the end.
over the little dam, like the little hump, because it's
Kind of like bracken out there, probably where they put little humps in the fields and they actually flood the field.
Yep, that's pretty much what it is.
Huh.
But they're
Is my
lucky to
sound a
have
little
it
bit
because, once the old man dies, or each farmer, I guess they made they built a reservoir out here back in like the 30s or 40s, but they made a contract with the farmers they're going to put a lease on their property or a lien on their property, use that money to build that reservoir. But with that reservoir, it's going to keep the river and lake full at 100% because it doesn't flow. But they keep it full and they're able to have the water rights. But now that once the last person of that original family dies, they're no longer having the rights to that water anymore.
Well, that's terrible. I mean, that'll just kill it right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but that's how they work they get free water if they use their property as collateral to build that. I don't know how it was like 100-year, some 100-year contract that they had or something. But man, I've got so much honey. I mean, watch the videos that I posted today. I was just poking through it. I put one where I'm just opening the inner covers, and I'm like, dang. I mean, they're not capped on, only maybe 25%, 15 to 20% are probably capped. But you pull up a deep frame and it is solid and heavy. By next week, it will be capped. I mean, it's I need to add boxes. I mean, it's ridiculous. The nooks that I had, they look like spring. They had burr comb like crazy. Backfilling the brood nest. I mean, it's wild right now.
How many colonies you got out there, Jeremy?
31.
31? Okay.
Yeah, but most of them, I mean, like I said, a lot of them are nooks, so probably only about 20 or 18 are probably honey producers.
I decided just to bring as many as I can fit in my truck, so that's 8.
Okay. Man, you should have just bring them an hour south.
Okay.
But you're off 20, right? You're in Dallas?
I'll be coming. Yeah, I'll be coming in. I might go. There's several ways that my phone's telling me I can go, but I'm bringing them kind of up from my farm. I'm not bringing them from here where I am in Dallas. I'm bringing them from down around Corsicana.
Okay.
Up through that way. It's over 4 hours from down there. It's only 3 hours from where I'm sitting now, but about 4 hours and 15 minutes from my farm. But I get such a good fall crop here on these. I don't want to risk that by having my colonies up out there.
Yeah, we don't really have a fall crop at all. I feed, I'll harvest everything in September and make more splits, and then I'll just feed. Since our winter don't get cold or get too cold for about a couple weeks, I just feed all winter long and build them up. So hopefully I'll do another round of splits and go into winter with 50 or 60
cool.
Come September.
So you got plenty of drones?
I'm back at it. I'm excited.
Well, you had what, Jeremy? 300 or so before you?
No, I only went up to 55 to 60 2 years ago. But this winter I started with 4, so I'm glad where I'm at now. Which I've turned at least 150 bee removals away because I don't have the time for it. One day I'll be able to focus on that, but I'd rather just make honey and more bees, manage the bees themselves. But I could be at a couple hundred if I wanted to, but until I get the equipment and extraction line, I don't even want to think about it.
Well, you got what, a 18-20 frame extractor?
I got a 20 frame that I'm borrowing. So I'm actually borrowing it from a friend, and because he used to have 200 colonies and he don't have anything anymore. So I'm buying used equipment from him cheap, borrowing his extractor and or renting it out, I should say. So I plan to get that licensed automatic uncapper hopefully this fall. I was hoping to get it by September to extract cotton honey, but that's going to be before. So then hopefully have that this year, and then next spring have the extractor to have my own, so I don't have to be renting one. So slowly but surely.
You're not moving back to Georgia or wherever it was, right?
Oh no. I moved my ex back, so that's why I have the kids now. Is she's back in town here, and I get my kids all the time. So hey.
They're having fun.
Yeah, they are.
He was my cardiologist, baby. He had a medical condition going when he was first born, but he just got released.
That's a cutie there.
Good.
Come here. He looked just like me, don't he?
Yeah, pretty close.
I'm the only dark one in my family, by the way, so you can't say it's that with the color. But besides that, I know I was responding in the comments for a little bit, so that's why I wanted to jump on. It'd be easier to quicker for me to respond to everything. But I posted 2 videos, check them out, and like I said, I'm hoping to. I just moved my girlfriend in, the new queen. We've got moving boxes and stuff, and
Well, she does at least help you do honey, I think. I've seen some videos of that.
yeah, she's learning it. She's trying to help when she can. She does work a lot, and now that she's moved in, we'll have more time so she could help me. Because before we lived 20 minutes from each other, I'd go over there, she'd come here, and now now the farmers markets too. Like in the Saturdays, I've been killing it. I've been selling anywhere between 50 to 100 bottles the past 2 weeks.
Well,
At
that's
the
pretty
farmers
good.
market. No, that's $1,000 to 600 to $1,000 on Saturday. So, and that's with that other bee company right at the entrance. So I'm doing that's helping me with buying equipment and stuff. Hey,
Hey, Jeremy, how far are you from Anson?
from Anson, about an hour and 45.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I put my phone number in the chat, in the studio chat, so just write it down and text me sometime just so I'll have your number.
Okay, sounds good, brother. But I'm gonna jump off. I got the kiddos to tend to and check on these burgers. But wanted to say hi to everybody. Hope y'all are well. And
Yeah, good to see you, Jeremy.
Yeah, good to see you, Jeremy.
well, y'all be good, and I'll respond to comments as I get the chance to. So thank y'all again.
All right, write Phil's number down, Jeremy.
Yes, sir. I will.
It's in the private chat
I got it right now. Yes, sir.
before you leave.
I took a screenshot of it. Well, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right, see you.
See ya. All right. I'm going to have to jump out of here too because I got to go start getting ready for market. I'm going to be listening to you. So.
You
What are you
coming to
gonna do?
Nobby?
Yeah, I'm planning on it. I hadn't bought my tickets yet, but I'm planning on it.
All right.
You making more?
I need to bend your ear when you come by the booth.
Oh, I got to come by and pick up my little stoppers you had never sent me. I was looking at the ones I have. I have 6 of them. And it's like, these are starting to get dry and cracked here. I'm going to have to get a hold of Bill.
Yeah.
They don't last forever.
Still making your display racks and all that?
Well, we need to get back to making them.
Yeah, that's what I want to bend your ear about.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make some and bring them up there. We'll see.
All right.
That, and I think you redesigned them and everything, didn't you?
Yeah, I changed them a little bit.
Did you fix the glitch?
Well, I've got the router and I've got the stuff to fix it, but I hadn't done one yet and tested it.
Okay.
It's definitely going to do that. But yep. All right, I'm gonna get off here and get ready for this market.
Okay.
My son's gonna help me set up tomorrow, but he's gonna bail out on me. Go down to the farm and shoot guns with his friends. I don't know what's getting into these kids these days.
Josiah says he'd like to go to Nobby, but it's right in the middle of his, I guess, summer honey season over there in New Zealand.
Mm. Yep. All right. I'm going to be listening, but good night, y'all.
All right.
Good night.
So, Josiah, do you make Manuka honey, I presume? I don't know how you pronounce that. At men. Looks like almost like Manuka honey.
Yes, it looks almost like it.
Yeah, I'm not the best of spellers. So anyway, like I say, my son was cutting the hay. I did a video on that, so I'll be posting that here pretty soon. No Manuka here, huh? Okay. I think that was a joke. But anyway, like I say, I got my treatments done. Hey, Tiny Creek, and or got it done for this week. And he says Manuka must be the worst honey, and all right. What other type of honeys you got over there, Josiah? But hey, Lynn. Hey, Andrew. Doing Apiguard this Sunday. Okay, that's nice and cool for it.
Yep.
So what dosage are you going to put in? That's always my question. Hey, Brian. Here comes Todd.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Well, Todd can read it now since he's on the show.
What? Read what?
Oh,
Okay. I hope it's what I think it is, Charlie.
it ain't from me.
Oh, I want some
No,
of your
no,
honey.
it's actually it's prizes from the club.
Oh, you guys didn't have to do that.
It ain't much. Let me
Okay.
tell you, it ain't much.
All
I'll get my honey to you soon.
Well, as long as the dollar value is over $100, I'll be okay. No, I'm kidding. Hey, I jumped on because what Jeremy was talking about, irrigation. So the irrigation they have out here is very similar to what a lot of farmers do on the west side of the valley. So what they do, there's 4 types of irrigation. There's surface, sprinkler, drip, and then subsurface. So what they do is, at least around here, I don't know if it's what they do there, they have canals, and then they divert water out of the canals into smaller canals. And sometimes they could get down to about 3 feet wide or 4 feet wide. And what they have is they'll take a sheet of plywood or whatever, something thick, and they'll cut it out and they'll make a half circle shape. And what they do is they jam that into the small canal to divert water into smaller areas. And then some guys will take it's like a radiator hose type material, but imagine it being a full circle. They cut it in half. And then what they do is they take that half, it's like half a hula hoop, and you stick one into the flow, and you get enough like pressure going. You turn the pipe or hose down, so it goes like this, right? So it feeds from the canal. There's enough pressure to push the water down into the canal that you want, and then from there it goes down the rows of each crop that they have.
Yeah, because I seen Bracken out there in Utah, and he had a flat field, and then he had this little. I mean, I'm talking about maybe a 6-inch mound, about yay wide, and it reminded me of a bowling alley.
Yeah,
You had instead of a gutter this way, it's a gutter this way, and you had these bowling alley lines through the field, and then you'd have that tube that you're talking about out of that thing, and he'd get it to siphon over.
Yeah, that's
and
what
it
it is.
flooded across the field down that alleyway. And then at the end of the field, he had a tripod with a wireless gizmo on it that when the water touched the foot of the tripod, it connected the electrical circuit. In turn, it would show up on his cell phone saying the water is at the end of the field. You need to shut that area down.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And then where he showed here on the recent video, where the water got down about halfway down the field, and I guess he had to shut it off because he only gets so many hours per week to flood them fields.
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
And he was talking about those water contracts. Well, I don't know how it runs in Texas, but even if you do have, they call them century. Well, if you have a century farm and you have water rights in the state of California, they don't care. So that's the big thing around here. If I had a century farm and I had water rights from my great grandpa, and we abided by it. Well, nowadays what they're doing out here to some of these guys is, let's say it cost me, I'm just going to use normal small numbers. Let's say it cost me $100 a year to get 100% of my water delivery, whatever was agreed upon way back when. Well, these days, these guys out here, they're paying the $100 to the state, but the state's only giving them 5% of whatever that total water amount was. I mean, it's ridiculous. And this is arguably the most fertile farm soil, well, probably in the world, because the whole Central Valley of California was an ancient lake. And so you had millions of years of that moisture and organisms dying and fertilizing the soil. And then when the water went away, you had this awesome farmland to grow stuff in. But now, if you're a farmer out here, you have to fight for water. It's crazy. It's just absolutely nuts. And I don't want to go on the water thing, because then I'll sidetrack the whole show and we'll go down the wrong road. But that's why I jumped on. Let's talk about the irrigation thing real quick, because I see it all the time everywhere driving around.
Yeah, they have irrigation, not so much where I live, but more so on the eastern shore of Maryland, where it's more of a very dry type of thing,
Well, out here, this year, I think the rain gauge filled up at almost 7 inches of rain for the year. And that's what we get to play with. Now, of course, a lot of the irrigation water comes out of the Sierras because of the snowpack. When it melts, it's like a water bank. But you guys have the luxury of, like, you were getting rain a couple days ago, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
we got our storm last night.
You got a big one last night.
I think the last time it rained here was in March. So it's been, it's dry. It's like Texas. So
Yeah, I got 4 inches rain in 1 week here on the rain gauge. And one, that was one storm, like 3 times that week or whatever, where we had downpours, and it got up to around 3.5, 4 inches for the week.
Our water year runs from July 1st to June 30th. I think that's how they track the water. So they capture the end of summer and then into fall and winter and then spring and beginning of summer. But it never rains here in the summer. Never. The only time it might is if we catch one of those monsoons just right that comes up out of Mexico. And we'll get some rain, but not very much.
Yep. So
I'm glad that I'm so glad, Charlie, that you're using Apiguard now.
Yeah.
I've been yapping at you about it for like 3 years, I think.
I know. I was just
glad you tried it.
I finally I finally got enough information. I felt comfortable with it. I didn't want to put something in there that's going to drive my bees out of my hives and that kind of stuff and scon. Yeah. And, I mean, like they said, we do have a cool spell here. I don't know. They made a big hype about this cool spell, but I mean, it's like we just went from high humidity down to decent humidity levels right now.
Yeah.
And temperatures were in the 70s today. And compared to the 95s the rest of the week. And so, Yeah, I tried it a couple weeks ago, put the 25 grams in, and the bees, no problems whatsoever. And then I put in 30 yesterday. I could probably put in a lot more,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, I was, I'm if I'd have known what I know now, I would have put 35 in the first time around and put 35 in yesterday. And I would have one more 20
more at 30.
30, another 30 gram
Yeah.
thing, but I wasn't sure whether 35 was going to burn the bees up at 85 to 80 85 degrees, because to me that's hot.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking at what Bob Binney says, anything that is about 90 or plus, he was real concerned about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't know where the instruction or the label got 105 degrees. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well,
that's where they tested it at. That's the temperature, the upper limit they tested at. So
that's
give us a reasonable instruction.
Yeah.
So he's saying if it's 95 or more, he said, no, I wouldn't even think about putting it in.
Yeah.
And then that's why I was asking you, because you live in a hot area. And different ones down in Florida, Louisiana, and all that, like Brad and all them guys. So now I've got experience in my area, and it's like, okay, 80 to 85, 35 grams. The bees, I don't think it's going to really matter too much,
Not too much, yeah.
And
I've never done a 50. Never. I've never had the chance.
Well,
so I don't even.
The honeybees, I don't know if they're not on the night yet. They dropped 50 grams in yesterday.
Yeah, I heard him say that read it last night when I was cooking.
And I know they probably were in the 70s yesterday, and probably maybe in the 70s today. So that's 2 days. But if you look at the extended forecast for the next, let's say, 4 days, it starts in the 70s, then it starts creeping up into around the mid 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm wondering if you drop 50 grams in and you had, let's say, a 3 or 4 day window there that's below 80 degrees at 50 grams, will it off gas enough that you can get through 2 weeks? Because that's a 2-week treatment, what they just did there. Well, what happens when it gets into 95 the next week?
Yeah. That's why I always keep an eye on the weather. Like the long range forecast isn't always accurate, but it'll give you a trend. Well, is it going up, or is it staying steady, or is it going down? And so you just have to make a call. Now, I personally always use, there's only 2 ways that I do it. 425s, or I'll do 33, 33, and 34. And then I'm done. And the 3 doses I do every 10 days. The 4 doses I do every 7 days. So.
What do you think that? I know what you're saying is the 100 grams need to be spread across 30 days.
Yeah.
Is that crucial, or can you compress that?
That depends on the temperature, because you're going to get that big, huge flash the first 3-4 days, probably. I mean, at least that's what I think. I don't stick my head in there every day, and but I could, when I go out to the farm and I open the truck, I get out. If I've got Apiguard on there, I could smell it, and I'm probably 30 yards away.
Really?
Yeah. And that's just more with like the higher dose, like that I use, the 33, 33, 34.
I next year, this time, I know the temperature range is where I need to be, and I know that the dosage will be 35, 35, 30. Unless it's 70 degrees for 2 weeks.
If it's 70 degrees in 2 weeks, I hit them with full throttle and get it over with.
What have you done in the past, Bill, with Apiguard? What time of year though are you running it?
Either anywhere from mid-July to mid-August.
And how have you structured your dosages?
Well, they 2 years ago is when they came out with the 77-degree thing, and we
Okay.
always just put 50 on it, 50 and 50.
Now, was that where it was 85 or 90 degrees and you would drop 50 grams on it?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. They beard the first day or so, but then they go back in. That's the way we've always done it. This will be the first year that I've done. Well, last year was the first year I did 25 because they had changed the label. But this will be the first year that I'm going to do it in like 30 or 35. So
Yeah, I mean, I would have no problem saying to folks, as long as if the temperature range is between 80 and 85 for the 4 or 5 days, go ahead and drop 35 grams in. If you're figuring on doing it in 3 doses and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd much rather just go in and hit 50 and walk away for 2 weeks and come back would be great.
Yeah.
But we just don't have the temperature.
Nor do we have the humidity to do it.
Yeah, humidity I think still plays a huge part. They don't want to consider that, but I say it does, especially with Formic Pro.
Yeah, but see, in the past, I've always requeened either right after or right before that treatment.
I have to give you pushback on the humidity thing. That's what you guys feel outside the hive. If you put one of those, I tested Tom's mite thing he was on, and he gave me 4 elements. I'll just call them an element. I think he's already described them, but he gave me 4 of those. And he gave me 4 sensors, and the sensors had temperature and humidity on them. And I took readings of those things. I can't remember the intervals. It was like every few days or every week or something like that. And the dang humidity inside those boxes shocked me. I mean, I live in a dry climate, and even in a dry climate, they had pushed the humidity up in some of those boxes. I think it was like 40 or 50%. So I think where you guys are at, I think the humidity's higher. They can't get enough moisture in my hives here. But
there's Brian down there in
he knows. I mean, I think 70. I wouldn't be surprised if the average is about 70-75% humidity, and that's about what you guys are getting outside of the hive. So I kind of don't think that humidity really matters when you're putting Apiguard on, but I that's just my opinion.
Well, that's like today. The humidity here today
was nice.
Was 97%.
Ooh. Well, I mean, still.
Then tomorrow because they're calling for rain, and it did rain a little today, so that's why I was up. Now, next Tuesday, it's going to be down to 60%. So we always know when it's going to rain because I can look at the forecast and look at the humidity and tell you whether it's going to rain or not.
Yeah.
Well, 60. What is nice, comfortable humidity?
Anything below 64%.
Wow.
And you're talking about, Todd, what is it, 20% out there in California?
Oh, hell.
You get heat, but it's real dry.
It's super dry. It's like, 15, 16, 17, 17%. I'll just give you a rundown of it right now. But it was warm today. It was finally 100. It says it's 98. We've had the craziest summer this year. It's not been hot at all. It's amazing.
98 sounds hot to me.
Well, it's usually 105, 106 every day for, the whole month of July. Last year it was 115, 114 one day, 115 the next. and I had honey dripping out of my the holes I drilled in the back floors of my pallets. I had honey dripping out of my colony, some of my colonies, and they were weaker. They were weaker because they couldn't keep the place cool enough. But it melted the comb, and the comb just collapsed and it washed it out.
Yeah.
I can't get the stupid humidity.
I was
here.
on it. This not to change, to change the subject or nothing, but I was on another chat before I got on here, and somebody was talking about hive beetle problems, and he said that they're she's a professor. She writes in one of these books. It's called the Honey Stead, not the Honey Stead, the Honey Suite, SUITE.com, talking about there was some kind of a telecover that had red plastic. It was, where the sun could go through the red, it would actually drive the beetles out of the hive like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Never heard of it.
I haven't either.
I didn't either. I was like, I never heard of that at all. And she had a little article about it. Somebody did something where they forgot to take the red protective coating on, like, say, clear plastic or something. And they noticed that they had hive beetle problems that knocked the bees knocked the hive beetles right out of it. But I haven't heard anything.
What is that thing that I've been hearing? I think it was hive beetles. Like, they cannot reproduce under 55% humidity or something like that.
Oh no.
I don't know.
I heard that. I've heard it twice.
Well, how's the 007 gun going along?
The what?
Your video, 007 background music, and you got the guy from out there, Navi, about the gun vaporizer or
oh yeah.
I signed up for that guy, but I just didn't follow through.
Oh, you should have, because that's a neat little tool. He's I don't know how many versions he's on, like 7 or 8 now, but that was a neat gun. I wish I could have had more time with it, but you know what? Now that it's getting hotter, I have nothing to do in my hives, especially since the commercial guys just, next door, my bees aren't getting anything. But that was, I hope that comes to market soon, because that thing is really cool. It really is.
I think it's so much better than that other thing from overseas.
Yeah. And I guess apparently if you go to their website, they're shut down for a month on holiday. And so they're not taking orders. I guess you don't want to make money for a month,
Talking about the bellows. That bellows thing?
Yeah. I mean, who does that, So at least that's what I heard.
I'll tell you who does that. Rossman Apiaries and all them boys down in Georgia. When they go from Thanksgiving, I forget what is it, Thanksgiving to Christmas?
Holy cow.
They shut down. I mean, or I do know from Christmas to maybe New Year's, that's what it was. Definitely they shut down for a week or two right there.
Yeah.
And all
So what I'm reading here online is at 30 degrees centigrade and below 34% relative humidity, small hive beetle eggs will not hatch.
Okay.
And it says that humidity and temperature does play a significant part in the hatching of the hive beetle eggs.
Randy Klingen, I haven't lost any queens that I know of.
No, knock on wood. That's probably why I don't really have too much of I don't even want to say it, but I'll just say this. It rarely does it get to 34% humidity around here. So I won't go any further than that, because I don't want,
I'm not digging any further into it either. I'm just telling you what I read online.
I don't want to jinx.
And myself. Michael must be helping your buddy out there. He's looking about maybe helping the guy out manufacturing something. Because Michael's got the injection molding and all that.
Oh yeah. He needs to find I think the last time I talked to him, he said he cast a stronger. The gun is made out of a stronger material now. Because I'll be honest, I felt really bad. I had it on a magnet on the side of my jeans, and I went to grab my hive tool and I hit the gun and I knocked it off the magnet, and the dang thing broke. And it cracked. And I thought, oh, this guy's going to kill me. So I emailed him that night and I said, hey, man, I'm sorry. This is what happened. It took a little piece out. And he says, don't worry about it. I'm trying to build the next version where I have a stronger material that won't break or crack. So I'm like, okay. I said, I'll pay for it. He says, nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
So,
Mike says they put the PETG, whatever that type of plastic that is.
Yeah.
mhm.
He, somebody like Mike there, you get with that fellow that's got the idea. Those two could, he knows one side how to manufacture and the other one, to do different aspects of it. Work out well. But yeah, I looked at that and I don't know. I thought he was looking for money, and I don't have the money to give him. And all.
He's got an interesting, very interesting concept. I'll tell you that. But I signed an NDA, so I can't really speak too much about anything.
Well, that's what he wanted me to sign and all that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure what all that, leads up to, type of thing. That's why I kind of backed away.
I'll tell you what, though, it can be the cat's meow big time.
Oh yeah, I mean, when it came to like going from a regular smoker to that other thing that's out now, I'm like, well, you're still like, it's like you're going from the horse and the cart to the horseless buggy.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, let's get out of the horseless buggy and go to the Model T.
yeah,
Type of thing.
yeah. Melanie, we're talking about a smoker in the shape of a gun. It's actually in the shape of, and it's on. You can check my video out on
More
it.
like a hairdryer.
Not a hairdryer, but like an impact drill, a small impact drill.
Yeah,
It's that size. It's like
it's nice. It's he had a nice. The grip handle was.
Oh yeah.
Nice and comfortable.
Yeah, it could be really top notch. JW. I felt lazy tonight, so I went over to Jersey Mike's and got me a sandwich. So, yeah, I'm hoping. Well, he's going to be at the show this year. I think he was there last year. But he'll be there this year.
Yeah, he was there last year. That's when
JW. Yeah, he was there.
No, not JW. The smoker, the guy that's
smoker was
doing this. Yeah.
And JW was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably got in. JW probably got in for free.
So you're
I told this guy about when I saw this smoke, the first video he put out, I replied to him. I said, man, if you ever need a tester, let me know. Because during COVID, I had a light bulb go off in my head about the same thing because, at that time, right before COVID, all these kids, at least around here, were using those vape pipes, right? And they're not hot. And so I started thinking, well, hell, why can't someone make a bee smoker out of that? And you put whatever flavor. I was thinking pine needle oil to burn. And I thought about it. And then I see this guy's video and I was like, holy cow. I couldn't believe it. And I told him I emailed him and I said, man, I had this thought and this same thing. And you're like 10 years ahead of me. And so anyway, it'll be very, very cool when it comes out for sure. I hope it doesn't take too long because it'd be really neat.
Yeah, he says vaporization versus atomization.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
But he has different flavors that he's mixing around with too, because they were coated with a number. I don't know what they were, but he asked me, hey, which one did you like? Blah, blah, blah. Which one worked good? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pros
Yeah.
and cons. So.
He was talking about I guess, vaporization versus
Yeah.
what is atomizing? And that more of a spray?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's just very, very fine droplets.
Yeah.
Like a mist, I guess. But,
It's almost more of a liquid
yeah.
than it is anything else.
Yeah.
Well, I think you would have to have a smoke look type to it, I guess is what I'm.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is like that other thing, you got to puff, 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 like the darn regular puffer here to get some real blow smoke. I said, I want to pull the trigger and I want a smoke screen coming out,
Mm-hmm.
like down at the firehouse, have a smoke generator, smoke. I'll fill your hive up with some smoke.
This thing was pretty cool. It had a pretty good volume of air, I would say up to about 3 feet.
Yeah.
It smoked them pretty good. I liked it. It was really cool. It's so easy. I mean, imagine you get out of your pickup and you sit there and you got to light your smoker and puff, puff, puff to get it going for 10 minutes. And you get out of your pickup with this thing and you open the box up and you put in your smoke material and then you go. That's it. And away you go. It was so nice.
Hey, Matt.
I miss it. Now that we're talking about it, I miss that dang thing.
What did you do? Test it for him and then had to send it back to him?
Yeah, he gave me a little time to test it, and he wanted my feedback. And so, yeah, I tested it. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, I got a product here that Gina I met at Nobby. Their friend has invented this feeder using a quart feeder that it fits on top of your telly cover, or not your telly cover. Yeah, well, your commercial cover.
Migratory.
And you have a way of plugging the hole up, and then this thing here, I just hadn't had time to look at it, and you can meter the amount of sugar going into the hive. And I'm like, well, that, from what I can see of it and my first thoughts of it is, well, that's fine for the backyard beef. They're going to be at Nobby if they get a table selling this thing. And I told him, I said, I said, that's not what I do. I do top high feeders and I do volume, and I'm running some quart jars right now where you just stick it on top of the inner cover and put a box up top.
Mm-hmm.
And feed a few select highs because of the queens are just getting started or whatever type of thing.
My next major move is talking to my neighborhood commercial guy and having a conversation with him to see if he would be kind enough to move not as many bees back after almonds and where he has them now.
Oh, is that the guy that's right across the fence from you?
Yeah, and basically he's probably 500-700 yards away. But like I've said before, it's not his fault. He can't see me from the road. He has no idea I'm down there. So he thought he just scored a nice piece of land out there to drop 100 boxes, or 25 pallets. So that's what he did. My bees are like just that. It's drought time. No wildflower I'll find out tomorrow for sure. But blue curl is coming around, and that's the one I'm worried about. So if I could get a decent, I might talk to him before blue curl starts going, and say, hey man, is there a way you can move like half of those bees somewhere else? And I'll explain it to him. I understand if he doesn't, but he might not have the opportunity or chance to move 12 or 13 pallets until after he gets back from Ormond.
The biggest thing is finding another place to spot them.
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking he's going to tell me, he's got about 2,000 colonies. So what I think what's going to happen is he won't be able to move them until he gets back from almonds, and then he could put, 12 right by me and then add a couple to some of his other yards. I don't think he can do that right now. So,
well, almonds are over with, right? That's what.
Yeah, but I'm saying next. He's not going to move those right now. I guarantee you, he's not. They're nailed to the ground until January, and then in January, late January, he'll move him into orchards wherever his contracts are, and then when he moves them out in mid-March, late March, that's where he's probably going to drop. Well, he has the opportunity to drop 12 or so by me, and then the other half of those bees he could put in other yards, sprinkle them around. So,
right.
So it's a bummer. Yeah, I need to send some ants and black widows across the street. I did make a joke about it. It actually isn't a bad idea, but what I joked about was, well, if he's going to be all kind of nasty to me on the phone, I'll say, well, you know what? I just don't think I'm going to treat for mites the rest of the year. And then, if your bees rob out my bees, then,
good luck.
Yeah. I'll start all over.
Yeah.
But, gosh, I don't want to do that. So.
Made it back, JSE.
I did. My audio is not too bad now, is it, huh?
No, it's a little bit loud, but not too bad.
A little loud?
Yeah, I'll work on that for you.
Okay. Yeah, it went out. We have bad storms over here right now, so I was out for probably an hour.
Oh, wow.
For electricity?
Well, not necessarily power, just the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's all I know right now. I'm in the doldrums of summer. There's not much going on.
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of, I'll say coasting, where I got the Apiguard in. I'm going in, let's say as soon as I get the correct weather, and doing that, and just kind of looking at that part of it. And I got a hive out there close to my truck out there that's, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like the population is where it should be. I've been feeding it, figuring maybe I got to look and see what year queen it is in, whether it's one of my new ones or not. Because I got a few 24s are still in there. And so check that out tomorrow. You kind of do a hive dive on that. And then the rest of them are, like, say, got the Apiguard on them. And
Yeah.
you see that, Jay, where Michael told you?
I did.
Okay. Here's Mike Bees. Hey, Mike.
What's up, Roy? Hey, Matt. I've been trying to reply to Brian, like you can get sidetracked.
So that's what I got to look at.
Yeah,
Mike,
we're gonna do Apiguard this weekend. Get that done.
I got a couple nukes that I've added, like a second medium, and they're laying up and good. And I got some of them hives. I put that apricot in. I mean, I got some serious amount of bees in them darn things. I mean, they're just,
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are just full of bees, and some of them are, lacking a little bit and all that. But I got some of their newer queens. They're really, kicking in and all. And like I say, I got this one hive I'm worried about.
Sorry, I got a funny text.
Mike's there. Well, I guess it is kind of getting ready for OA. Some people are using it.
Yeah, some people use it. Some people use it. Sell some of it.
Have y'all heard of a Randy Oliver mite wash? Mm-hmm.
Can't beat a date.
The bee brand.
Yeah.
We were chatting back and forth, and they're actually gonna send me a smoker. And so I was just wondering what y'all's thoughts were maybe on Hilco smokers.
Smoker, to me, a smoker is a smoker.
Yeah, smoker's a smoker. It doesn't make a difference who makes it.
They're all
the same.
Yeah, and I bought one of those from John a couple years ago, and it still works. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah,
I have
one off of Amazon. Got one off of Amazon, and it's not what I thought it would be. Should I say? And
ain't nothing
it's made
from Amazon.
Nothing from Amazon is what you think it's going to be.
At least
put it that way.
The only thing I can say about a smoker is I had a day dance smoker, and I have a Man Lake smoker, and the difference between the two is the bellows. The bellows, the spring on the Man Lake is weaker, but it doesn't work your hand as bad as the day dance, which is stronger as far as the strength of the spring that you got to puff. But I get to the point where anymore, the smoker's in the back of my truck. Yeah, it's there. It's there. If I actually have to need it, most of the time I don't even use the darn thing.
Yeah, when and if I use it, it's got leather bellows on it. So
yeah, I mean, what I'm getting at is, Jay, is I get to the point where I'm so used to working my bees without a smoker. I don't even think about it, because what happened was the smoker would always go out on me, and I got to the point where I would take my finger and just kind of push them out of the way so I get my hive tool, my J hook in there to raise up the frame, and you just kind of push the bees out of the way where you need to be with your hook, and that's it. And I don't mess with smoke unless they get feisty and they start wanting to, get in my face and try to sting me. I only got one hive that's kind of like that. They have a little bit of an attitude, and I might have to smoke them. But
yeah, there's a cure for that.
I've also heard of pure water.
And then it also depends on what time of day and whether it rained and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
you kind of learn that as you go. You just need to get back and get yourself some bees, and hopefully you kind of, learn to, you're going to have to feed them a lot. A lot.
Right. The first year you're going to feed them.
You said Mr. Ricky was coming or going to come Sunday or something like that?
Well, he was going down to Brian. He was visiting Brian Cooper. I don't know when he would stop by your way. I think best thing for you to do is call him up. If you got Ricky's number, call him up. Find out.
Yeah, I think I might have told you this already, but I tried calling him earlier around 3, and he didn't pick up. I tried.
Well,
twice,
that's because he's probably working a day
He
job.
might be working. Yeah.
He's working at
Yeah.
that time. I mean,
Right.
call him more so in the evening, 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and then he's probably off from work by then. And all that stuff. How's Will doing?
Good. Pulling honey, and I put 30 grams on about 60 colonies today.
Of Apiguard?
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. So I'm jumping, trying to get chewed through that. So.
And then you let everybody know how you hate your hive lifting machine.
used it again today. As a matter of fact, that thing is sweet. I used it earlier this week, and I had to call Charlie up on the way home and tell him how well it worked and how much it saved my back. So used it again today, pulling honey. So it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, you were setting the skateboards last few days ago, right?
Yep. And then I came in and I pulled that honey off with it today.
Okay.
Yep.
Did the skateboards work for you?
They do. I was probably a day early. I needed to leave them on another day. Most of the colonies, had 1 or 2 bees in it, but I shouldn't say that. Most of the colonies were pretty much empty. There might have been a bee or 2. I had maybe 2 or 3 that had a dozen bees in them. But Deb's got one of those steel battery-powered blowers. So before we run them into the extraction room, we hit it with that real good, kind of as a last shot. So,
Well, I mean, my problem that I had when I was pulling honey was robbing, because they just would not leave those. I don't have skateboards.
yeah, Robin wasn't bad today.
Fume boards, and they weren't leaving. I don't give a darn what you were saying. And if you blew on them, they blew out and came right back to the darn box.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you, Robin wasn't out of control today. So it was a good day. It was a good day for pulling. And then I take them over and I can roll them right up in the back of the trailer with the hive lifter and drop them down. And I have a tea cover upside down. They drop into, and then I put a tea cover on top of them, and I keep them covered, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I did too, but trying to get them out of the boxes was pretty rough this year.
I don't know, that blower trick, we put fume boards on and let them sit. I don't know. I guess we let them sit about 20, 25 minutes under the fume board, and they all left. And then we pulled the box, we set it up on its side, and that little blower that I bought, that thing worked great.
Well, when I do the fume board, it usually is about 5 or 10 minutes, maybe. If I get four up, set 4 of them, by the time I get back to the first one, I'll say, I'll kind of wait around when I first get started. It'll be 5 minutes on the first one, and the rest of them will be at least 10 minutes on there. And it does a good job,
Oh yeah, it does a great job.
But then I lift those boxes straight up, and then I got that Milwaukee small electric blower and blow the bees out of there. Usually I blow them out real good, but
it blew ours good this year.
Anyway, this year was a little rough other than that, but I got the job done. And but like you were saying, Will, I mean, I guarantee, what'd you do, lift 3 boxes at one time?
Oh yeah, I'd lift 3 honey supers at a time.
Yeah, just lift them up, roll them around, put them on the grass cart.
Yep.
Done.
And it was great. It was great for putting the escape boards on, because I could go in and lift 3, put the escape board in, and drop them right back down on it.
I'm gonna tell you what, y'all keep talking about this hive lifter. You're gonna convince me to go back to wooden boxes and get a hive lifter.
It was ridiculous. I mean, and I had Deb was with me. That's the first time Aaron and I used it. My daughter used it the other night, and Deb was with us today. It was the 3 of us going, and it was great. I mean, it really was
cool.
Yeah, I mean, I had my friend up in the edge of Pennsylvania, and he was talking about moving hives from, I'll say, the house location to a summer location and back in the winter time, And I said, well, how you lifting? I mean, I said, you got a 2-man thing, that you see, that Benny has or Man Lake has. He says, no, by myself. I'm like, you're crazy. I says, and then, filled with whatever in there. I guess it's a single brood chamber. I'm not sure. Maybe a double. I said, you could get yourself like a B1 like Joey's got, because it's kind of hilly,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his terrain is, but I won't say it's not good for the kind I have. It's got some hills about it, he says. And he said there was another place where he could move hives to where it would be a little bit more friendlier, and it's a nice area. And I said, well, you need to look this thing up. I said, I mean, if somebody could have one, you could use it. You'd be buying one in a half a day, you'd be buying that thing.
It was nice having the extra help today because the one small yard was, I don't know, it was probably 25, 30 yards away from the truck. And it was a little rough and a little side hilly. So I just had each one of them just, grab a hold of that top rail that the boxes can go back against.
Yeah.
Grab a hold of that top rail and just walk alongside and steady and just right out we went. That was really, I wasn't sure how that was going to be because that section of lawn where I go across there is pretty rough, but that was perfect.
Yeah. The problem with that B3, that it actually rides better and does better when you got it up in the air a little bit more.
Yes.
Than it does having it lowered.
Yeah. The other thing that I noticed, so all my stands are elevated, right? But then when I went in and I was dropping them on the bed of the trailer, I'd roll right up. It's got like a landscaping, full width ramp on it with expanded metal on it. Well, I'd roll right up, but you can't get it low enough to drop them. I had to have a super underneath them inside that T cover, just because you couldn't drop something directly on the floor.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Yeah.
Yep.
When the first job I did was, I believe it was this hive right behind me there, that it's the green one and the white one. I'm pretty sure that stand was rotten. And I ratchet strapped the hives up and got in on the front of them there and picked those hives up. And I had to put a medium super on the ground in order for it to bottom out on that super box.
Yep.
And all that.
Yep.
But if you know that then you can make up a little stand for that job that, it's got rails around it so it doesn't slide and stuff like that.
And it was actually really nice then going in and picking up 5, 6, 7 supers, right? Now they weren't all full, but 5, 6, 7 supers and just rolling them off the tailgate or, all down the ramp. And again, they put their hands on either side of those, those verticals or the side of the carriager.
Yeah.
We walked them in and put a super down and dropped them right on it. I mean, that was super efficient for, unloading them and taking them in type thing.
You mean as far as like taking empties out to the yard, you mean? Or?
No, taking the full ones off the back of the trailer and
into
then rolling them into the basement where we have our little honey house.
Oh, see, that's what I told my friend up there in PA, right in the edge of Pennsylvania. It's got the houses here and the driveway's right there. And then he goes off to the right of the house down a hill, a bank, and into a sliding glass door into his basement where his honey extraction room is. And I'm like, man, you could, like you say, you can pick up 4 or 5 supers instead of carrying one at a time.
Yep.
And take it down the hill and right in and drop them on a dolly or something, and you're done.
Yeah, as long as you have the right spacing and the right space around you, it really isn't. I mean, it really adds to the efficiency of the screwing around and doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I like to say, like when you're trying to get into the only time I had them big tall hives there that was some of my best hives, and I had 5 boxes, I think it was, on them things. And that by myself, a little bit of top, I would just pull it straight back and get a little bit of top heaviness there, but no problem. and I would be able to get into the bottom of the hive if I needed to, and that kind of stuff. So, and then that was, you're talking about up on stands or whatever. I used to have my hives elevated, let's say 16 inches up off the ground or better.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was putting supers up by hand up on top, and then I'd have to stand up on the stand in order to reach the top with a super. It's like, before I even got the hive lifter, I said, we got to get rid of these cement blocks. And I went and got cap blocks that are like 3.5 inches thick.
Yep.
And I put my racks on top of that, which lowered everything down to the point where I could put in another honey super on easier and manually and all that stuff. So it made it much better.
The stuff that I used it predominantly with today was all bottom board stuff. And I was coming in either the front or the back, and lifting them up. But the other thing that's kind of nice is with those thumb screws to adjust your width, because tomorrow I'm probably going to be getting into a bunch of pallets, that have less clearance, that I'll have to put the lift bars on the front and the back instead of the sides. You know what I mean? And it looks like the thumb screws are a real easy adjustment to push that out to come at them from a different
The main
direction.
thing of it is on mine, I got it the narrow, from the back end of the hot, from the sides of the boxes.
Yep.
And I found that the one would stay in position with a thumb screw. The other one would start slipping over time. And I've lost a couple boxes where they cocked on me. So I went ahead this year and drilled a hole where there was a pre-drilled hole there. And I put a pin with like a hairpin in there.
Oh, that would be a good idea. That way it's set.
It's that, the one that has a pin and then has a wire that goes like an angle and down.
Yep.
And then you kind of clip it like that.
Yeah.
It grabs it like that. Well, that's what I put in there and it works fine. And I was running the hive lifter and I'm looking at the other side. It started creeping away because it's usually tight against the frame. I said, I need to put another pin on this side too. But now what you're doing, you're kind of coming in like Ian and the rest of them. You're coming in from the end of the pallet.
Yes.
Lift everything up.
Yep.
Now, Bill, doesn't your poly hives,
you've got you've got handles on the front and the back of them.
On the front and back, and they're offset.
Yeah, but I bet you could slide.
I don't know. And then there's a little cutout in them as well on the front and back, but it's not much of a cutout. I don't know. I'd have to, I guess, contact the guy that builds them and send him a box and see what he can do. You know what I mean?
I would think you could put just a simplified arm on it that doesn't have the flopping catch mechanism. Yep. And it would just be square tube that would go straight in and catch that front and back handle, I bet.
Yeah, but it would still need to be something on it to make sure it didn't slip out.
But hey, Todd, let me ask you a question about
Apiguard. Shoot.
So the purpose of putting the shim between, on the box and between that and the cover, is that just so that you don't get the Apiguard smeared all over your cover, or to give the bees access above the Apiguard, or what's the?
I think to help give access, but I really don't know. But what I think is it gives them access to, because they'll climb on top of it, right?
Yeah.
They'll pick it up and take it out. But I also think that that little headspace, when you put Apiguard on those hives, they start fanning like crazy. And so if there's a little headspace above it, that helps circulate that smell around the entire hive.
Okay.
Right? You're getting more surface area to give out smell. And so the higher the headspace, the more circulation you can generate.
Okay.
At least that's what I did.
I was putting 1.5 inch shims on, but I was just looking. I have like a feeder board that has a 3/8 inch shim around it.
Yeah.
So I kind of put that directly on top, and that usually gives me space on the top bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it looks like the way the Apiguard slumps down on the card, like I can put a pollen patty in there, a thick pollen patty, no problem. And they can access, the top of it. That's kind of why I do that. But I was looking and I was just kind of wondering if I could use that kind of feeder shim that has that, 3/8 or 5/16 that it jacks it up off the box, which probably gives you closer to a half an inch above the bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you've got the rim under your lid, that's what, 3/8.
Yeah.
So you get a half inch. Another thing, I've never used 50. So when I do use 33, 34, whatever, I angle that syringe on that card and I use every single square speck.
Oh, you spread it out. Okay.
Yeah. And if I was to use 50, I know I can't get all 50 on there. I know I can't. So don't be scared to use an index card, a 3x5 index card, maybe double it, get 2 of them, right? Because it might seep through a little bit of the paper, but spread it on the index card. If you run out of those cards they give you in the kit, just put it on index cards.
Yeah. So I put 30 on my double deeps, and my single deeps I put 20 on it. So that's kind of just what I did. I had a few single deeps out there that I didn't want to put 30 on it.
And this is the first time you've used it?
This is the first time I've used it. I was going to use it last year, and things got a little mixed up, and I didn't end up using it. But I'm using it, working on everybody, putting it on everybody this year. So
I think you'll find out that you'll be comfortable doing 25s instead of 20. Because theoretically, if you're doing 20, you got to apply it 5 times.
At double deep, I'd do 35
on a single. No, on a single, I'd do 25.
Yeah, this was the singles. I put 20 on.
As long as it's a strong single. I mean, not strong, but at least it's got to be more than a 5-frame nuke single. Right. So
you got to have 6 frames to beat.
Yeah. But I mean, you need a decent sized population in there.
Yeah. I just wanted to. This was the first time using it. I didn't want to hit them real hard on the first dose. I think I've only got like an 85-degree day, maybe 3-4 days out. But just using it the first time, I didn't want to, hammer it too hard. But I'll probably do, 35 after this.
Yeah, there you go. You can do that.
I just want to say thanks, Steve, for the super chat. But yeah, as far as your singles and doubles, put 35 on your doubles for sure. I mean, I'm after my second treatment, I'm very confident. As long as you're between the 80 to 85 range, I feel 35 is comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do 35 and 35. And
yeah, I mean, I don't pile it up either. I kind of go back and forth with my squirter like that.
Yeah,
I just kind of smear it across.
Yeah.
Now I do have a 2-inch shim, which inch and a half would have been plenty.
Oh yeah.
I do have like a little 3/8 rim on my inner covers, but I
was wondering if that gate would give you enough that you didn't have to put a full rim on.
The other thing I know is I have noticed the one thing was I went in, I put my coroplast boards underneath my screen bottoms on my first treatment, and they were all out on the front, bearding. And then what I was doing, that day was where I was trying to get things done for the next day. I was putting coroplast in, cleaning and all that, and they were getting kind of mean to me. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done with you guys today. I'll come back tomorrow to treat. So that's when I brought, and at the same time I was bringing out, and that was the day you can see one of my shims sitting here on top of that hive right there. And I went and just laid shims on top of all the hives to where all I need to do was prep my cards with the dose, bring them over there, open up the hive, put the shim on and put the card down, and then close everything right back up.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I put the 2-inch shim, maybe it gave more airspace up in the top of the hive, and there wasn't any more bearding after that. You know. And even though it was 80 to 85 degrees, and then there was a lot, and after so many of those days, it went up to 95. And I haven't had, but the bees are up inside those boxes. They're not, when it's hot and humid like that, they stay inside. They must be able to air condition their house the way they like it and all. But I opened them up yesterday. Of course, they were in there and the storm was coming and the barometric pressure and all this stuff. And I'm like, up in, I'm not worried about moving you guys out of the way. You guys can crawl out from underneath the card, back down, and I'm done. Next. And again, next, I get 4 to 6 cards lined up, throw it in.
The only difference between me and you, Charlie, and how we do the cards is I heard you say you place yours right in the center. I put mine in the back away from the entrance.
Oh, yeah.
So I want that because they're going to pick up and walk away with it. I want them to walk. I want it as far away from the door as possible so they can cover as much as they can. Because
that's what I did. I put it the furthest point away from the opening of the hive.
Yeah.
Well, it's my understanding they walk through it, they eat it.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether they carry it out the front door or not. I don't think they do.
Yeah, they'll hold it. I think they'll hold it and fly out and get rid of it. Whether they spit it out, I don't know. My
question is, how does it kill the mites? Is it the fumes that kills the mites, or what? Does anybody know?
I think it's the fumes. Yeah,
it's fumes. It's a contact as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because see, when they're walking over it, they spread it all over the top, every piece of wood in there. And so the mites, they're not, and then even they might drag it on their bellies, on the underside of their bellies, and mites will back away or whatever. I think most of it, though, is the smell. I think that gas just gets them, burns them.
Have you guys had, when you opened your tubs, is it a little scaly inside or a little bit of and then you just stir it and stir it and stir it, and occasionally struggled a little bit with sucking it up in a syringe.
I got the same problem.
Yeah. So that's nothing that's unique to me or anything like that.
No, I have a hell of a time with that. Okay. And my stuff is a little old. And like I was telling Bill earlier, I got a yard sale special hand mixer.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And you're gonna
cream that stuff.
He's gonna cream it.
Yeah. I kept stirring that stuff with a paint stir yesterday, kept whipping because I've been using some, so it's kind of down in the bucket a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was whipping it up pretty good by hand. And what I noticed was that it was more liquefied.
Yeah.
Not as chunky type. I won't say.
Yeah, it's because you put all that air in it.
Well, I was like,
you really only put 25 grams on until you pull all the air out of that.
Yeah, you put 10 grams of air in it.
What I like to do is I like to, if I'm going to put 30, I pull up 35 to 40, and then I squirt down to 30 and stop, and then put it on the card. I mean, that's what we used to do on the ambulance. You used to take a vial, blow the 30 cc's of air into the thing, and then it would pump back out into the thing, and then you push the thing up and click it a little with your fingers. And so anyway, that's back in the day. But,
so that stuff is mixed with an aqueous gel, so it's a water-based gel. So if you stir it up good, agitate good enough, I mean, you don't have to do a mixer.
Well, mine, like I say, mine's a little on the mine's a little on the old side. So,
well,
I can see Charlie now with that mixer in his hand, and he sticks it in and turns it on, and it goes everywhere.
Oh my God, that's what I was just thinking.
I hope you're wearing goggles, Charlie, because
I definitely
get that in your eyes.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. Yeah,
you're gonna need more in glasses if you get that in your eyes.
Oh man, you don't want that.
No. And don't ask me how I know this, but you don't want to stick your finger in your mouth either. Yeah,
that stuff does drop.
It doesn't eat so good.
No.
You'll know right away. It smells bad enough. I don't want to taste it.
You'll know right away. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
I got a little corner of my mouth there because I was done, and I don't know how it got on my fingers because I was wearing gloves, and I took the gloves off, and I must have touched a piece of the glove that had it, and I went like this, and holy cow! About 3 seconds later, I was like, "What the heck is going on?" I grabbed my water bottle, and oh yeah.
You don't have to worry about a cold sore or anything on that side of your lip.
No, I'm good.
But you know, the crystals in that white stuff, like if they get on the outer edge of the bucket or or something like that, they dry, they get crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
And like the syringe, you're cleaning up and getting ready to clean things up. The outer, even though you beat the stuff off the tip of it, it gets kind of like a crunchy crystals on there. And I do, and people talking about it cuts the lines off of that syringe. So I take it in the house and I wash that. I pull it all apart, wash it out, and I flush it good because that stuff is caustic. I think with plastic.
Oh even if you forget to wash that plunger, and it sits for an entire season, and you come back the next year to use it. Don't ask me how I know, but that plunger will be mostly gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I'll tell you something. I used to do a lot of tea tree oil type stuff years ago. You talk about something that eats up rubber on like a blender or anything like that. You better be washing that sucker good. And then I had some plastic measuring spoons. You talk about they will. I mean, you just they melt.
Yeah, they will. They'll melt.
After a while, the plastic got kind of gooey on an outer layer of it and everything. Night, Roy.
Night, Roy.
The other thing you're going to find out on that syringe is that the numbers are printed on the outside of that syringe. When you get enough of that thymol on there, it'll start erasing it. So
it will.
You need to you could do it several ways. You could put painter's tape, mark it with the line, a wrap all the way around at whatever you want to mark it at. Like for me, I save my syringes. So I have one that's marked at 25. I have another one that's marked at 35, and then I'll just eyeball it if I'm doing 34. And
I would just do 35, 35, 30.
I black magic marker 12.5 for like a 5-frame nuke, and then 20.
Did you put it on nukes?
20 for a. I did not, but I'm going to.
I was looking at my nukes, and some of my nukes are, I'll say, fragile. Definitely ain't putting it on there. And then the other ones, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to let them nukes go. But I
had read somewhere about 12.5 grams for a nuke. So that's
now, hey, Will, are they 5 frames, or is it a 5-frame box with 2 boxes?
They're a full 5-frame that I almost need to put them in a 10.
Well,
make sure that you've got plenty of bees in it.
Yeah.
I would say, like Bill says, you need 5 frames over 5. You need 10 frames of bees.
Yeah, at least.
Like when I do Formic Pro, I'll put a pad over top of the brood chamber on my nuke, but that's not just 5 frames. That's 5 over 5. Well, with mediums over 5, I've got 15 medium frames.
Yeah.
And it's full of bees.
Yeah.
And now last year I had deeps, and it would be 5 over 5. So I had 10 deep frames, 5 over 5. And I would find where the brood is, and I would take half of the strip off of Pro and put that on there. And I've never had any queen problems or anything.
Yeah. The nukes, I got about, I don't know, I probably have 10 or 15 nukes at the neighbor's house. And I'm to the point where I need to move them into a 10 frame because they're like full. You know what I mean? So I was trying to debate whether I treated them as a 5 or I dropped them in a 10 frame. You know what I mean? And then treated them in there. So,
well,
I know they say 6 frames, but
you could also
but what I'm getting at is if maybe
maybe vertical would be better.
Last year I had a 5 frame box, 5 or a 10 framer. It was 5 over 5. I put it in a 10 frame, and it just didn't work out too well.
It slowed down.
It slowed down. And I'm like, you know what? 5/5 when it comes to a nuke box, it just seems to do better. You know, and like now, I'm like, you know what? They're going to stay in nukes until springtime.
Yeah.
If I have, you know, I got a queen, I got a 10 framer there that the queen didn't do good. I had a mated queen. I dropped it in a nuke with the bees, and I'm feeding, and I've already added a box of that, I think last week. And I'm just going to keep, I'm not going to go 10 wide. I'm going to go up, and they will just keep better that way.
Well, I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of them that are 5/5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Right now. And my goal was to try and get everybody as much as I could into a double deep for winter. But I have a combination of a bunch of 5s that are really full. And then I have 5/5, which are probably only about 60-70% full right now. You know what I mean? Because I just put the second story on them.
Yeah, Matt says to be cautious about putting Apiguard on nukes.
You know, I had some 5s last year that I just put a half a tab on them, and it went well. So, you know, it's something that they could eat too. So that was good.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut the chat down. It's after 10, and everybody's kind of going to bed anyway. So hope everybody had a good night tonight and got, you know, questions answered and visiting with everybody. And we'll see everybody next Monday night on Bill's chat, Bees All Day at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
A good topic planned for Monday night.
All right, well, check it out. That's one thing. So we'll see y'all later.
See ya.